way to buy a car.
New Jersey 101.5 news time 5:09. Now New Jersey 101.5 instant weather. Diving into the first weekend of February with, believe it or not, another chance of snow to talk about. The track for Sunday's coastal storm has shifted closer to the coast, and that is a snowier scenario for New Jersey. More on that in a second. For tonight, we'll see clearing skies and reasonably cold temperatures. Our overnight low will dip to around the upper 20s. Tomorrow looks good, mostly sunny and breezy, highs in the mid-40s. Then on Sunday, from early morning through midday, we'll face a chance of snow. Now that snowfall could get heavy for a time, especially the farther south are. At least a few inches of accumulation on the table here. The bullseye for snowfall for the storm actually looks to be the southern and coastal parts of the state. Highs on Sunday in the mid-30s, then turning cold and windy and blustery Monday. Despite sunshine, highs only around 30. From the Edison Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zero. Phillipsburg, 44 degrees. Pemberton, 47. Bernards Township, 46. New Jersey 101.5 is your COVID-19 vaccination information station. Go to nj1015.com/coronavirus to find out how you can make an appointment and for a list of vaccination sites in your area, only at nj1015.com/coronavirus.
New Jersey 101.5, our own radio station. Not New York, not Philadelphia. Proud to be New Jersey.
Hey, Doyle, get on that radio.
New Jersey chime time is 5:10. Dominsky and Doyle, I'm
Big Bill Doyle.
You're more like a game show host.
You wouldn't understand. It's in Jersey.
The mighty kingdom of New Jersey.
You're from Jersey.
1-800-283-101.5. You'll need that number next hour. Well, and this one. But next hour, if you want to play your end of the week game, we're going to be giving away tickets for this summer's New Jersey Lottery Festival of Ballooning. Yay, it is back. So yeah, that'll be a fun game we have planned, and we're not going to tell you what it is by history. And if you really pay attention, then that means you know what it is. All right, this hour though, I want to talk about mushrooms, meaning the kind that can make you hallucinate.
Shrooms. Magic mushrooms.
Right, the magic mushrooms. Because, and if you have not paid attention to this, this may shock some of you. Magic mushrooms, they're not legal now, but Governor Murphy just signed a bill into law that drastically downgrades the penalties for being caught with them. And before we even get into that, let me tell you something. This is what's really weird. We have had this battle about the legalization of marijuana. The legislature couldn't get it done. So it goes as a ballot question in front of the voters. The voters say yes to it, which means, okay, they've got to work out the details now. So they're trying to work out the details. And when they're trying to work out the details, what happens? In the middle of all of this, they tried to tack on this thing about making magic mushrooms, the kind you could hallucinate on. They tried to downgrade the penalties for that and tack it onto part of the marijuana laws.
The legislators said, wait, what?
Right. So a lot of the legislators were like, wait a minute, this is going to possibly derail all of the decriminalization bills for marijuana. It put the whole marijuana thing in jeopardy. So they split them up. And in December, both the Senate and the Assembly, they passed this magic mushrooms bill. But along with that, bills to legalize and bills to decriminalize marijuana, they passed those. But those, for the marijuana, Murphy has not done anything with yet, right? Yet, magic mushrooms, the thing that they were worried was going to derail the marijuana stuff, right? Murphy goes ahead and signs that into law.
Yeah, I can't believe that got done first.
How the hell, right? If you've been paying attention to this, how on earth did magic mushrooms, while not legal, greatly have their penalties taken away, and yet they still can't figure out how to do anything about legalization of marijuana? That is New Jersey politics right there for you. Okay, but I want to talk about this because up until now, you could have faced 3 to 5 years in prison for possession of of magic mushrooms, of shrooms. Now that this has been signed, the harshest thing that can happen to you, the harshest penalty, would be a $1,000 fine and possibly 6 months in jail. So there is still the outside chance of jail time, although it probably wouldn't happen, but there is the chance of it. I know so little about this. I never did shrooms. I've done a few things, but I never did shrooms. And I want to ask not only who has, but what did it do to you? And the more that gets exposed about what is in these magic mushrooms, and there are these medical benefits for it.
There certainly are. There's
Right?
therapeutic benefits to psilocybin.
Mm-hmm. So, would you end up trying them now that you couldn't get in nearly as much trouble? Would you ever try them? But the bigger question is, did you ever do them? What do shrooms do to you? 1-800-283-101.5. I mean, if anybody wants to talk about how weird it is that we have these penalties reduced and yet marijuana still is on the governor's desk, that's fine too. But I would love to just talk about shrooms and who's done them and what is it like to do them, because I mean, it's weird that you could ingest something that is going to literally make like the walls look like they're breathing, but yet marijuana, that still has not been put to rest.
Yeah, but there are therapeutic uses to psilocybin, and for years they couldn't even experiment on it because it was a Schedule 1 drug, and they've kind of relaxed that a little bit, and it's still a Schedule 1, but they've allowed people to do more research on it, and it's got therapeutic benefits. They've found that it helps with depression, and most of my knowledge of this comes from 160 Minutes piece that they did on it, because mushrooms were not on my radar at all.
But you were fascinated when you saw that piece.
I was really drawn in to, like, there's this drug, for lack of a better word, that's really helping people in these studies, that's not addictive, has a very low chance of abuse, low incidence of any sort of abuse of it, and it helps people's cognitive function, helps people with depression, and yet nobody can go out and buy it. And I don't know, it just seems like if they were legal, I'd absolutely try it. I mean, I'm not going to do it now because it's still illegal,
right?
But if they were legal, I would try mushrooms.
Okay. Is there a way, because I remember you talking about the 60 Minutes piece, I never saw it. Is there a way that you could separate the psilocybin from the rest of what it does to you, or no? Like, in other words, could you get the benefit, the cognitive benefit, the medicinal benefit, without having the hallucinatory effect?
I'm pretty sure that the psilocybin is what does both.
Right, so you couldn't.
I don't believe so.
Right. So as long as you're not driving a car, as long as you're not operating heavy equipment, something like that, so you might have that, but yet, didn't you say that they say it could give you like an incredible memory or something?
Yeah,
it helps your memory.
It helped people's memories as they got older. The mushrooms actually helped them regain some cognitive function. I thought it was amazing. And I don't want to oversell it because I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor, but it was very intriguing. It was something I definitely wanted to look more into.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, like, about the grand design of planet Earth. Mm-hmm. Whoever or whatever did it. I mean, like, was that put there for a reason? Was that put there because as people age and they're starting to lose their cognitive abilities, well, hey, guess what? You discover this mushroom, this can help you out.
And it certainly helps with depression. I mean, they've done many studies, or several studies, I should say, about suicidal depression, and it helps.
Mm-hmm. All right, so have you ever tried it? 1-800-283-101.5.
Mindy in Morganville, you're on New Jersey 101.5.
Oh, Lordy B, yes, I've tried it. The reason it's not addictive is because if you do it once, you end up in the friggin' loony bin.
You end up where? What?
In the loony bin.
If you do it once, you end up in the loony bin, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so are you in the loony bin?
Well, they just let me out. Let me see. Yes, I was in it for 50 years, and that's why I'm not depressed, because I was treated. It's a horrible, horrible thing. And my biggest fear is to have that happen again. Please, get me off it. I don't know.
Now, we're not talking LSD here. You're talking mushrooms, not LSD.
I'm talking mushrooms.
Okay. All right.
Yelling.
Yeah.
Horrid. Okay.
And it was that bad. Well, what was the craziest thing it did to you? What was the worst thing it did to you?
I was floating around in a park in Central Park. I wasn't in Central Park. I was in my bedroom with my friends, and we were crying, and we were trying to eat to bring our heads down. You know what I'm saying? Like, get me off this trip, get me off this trip. That's it. I never, and this was organic, I'm sure, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, Mindy, thanks for your call.
How the hell many did she take? It's like a pile like the size of the American Dream Mall? What? All right. Was it that bad if you ever did them? 1-800-283-101.5.
519, here's fast traffic.
Well, we did have a flipped-over dump truck. It's been uprighted now, but still sitting there east on 78, just beyond exit 26. In Lamington, the left lane remains closed on westbound traffic as well. This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. When you need certainty in the home buying process with a loan that fits your life, Rocket can. Want to see your loan options, adjust payments, and closing costs in real time? Rocket can. Rocket Mortgage. 22 West and Hillside is roadwork delays. Parkway north at 153, a crash in the left lane. 1 and 9's been slow south at Wilson Avenue, Newark, scene of a crash. Now we still have a stall in North Brunswick on Route 1 north over by Adams Lane. A crash has been cleared in Edison, Route 1 north near Old Post Road. And there's still a crash with a fuel spill 18 south in East Brunswick. This is coming in towards the vicinity of Hillsdale Road. Leaving New Jersey, stay away from the upper deck of the George Washington Bridge. A stall is still blocking 2 lanes to the left. Tom Rivers, New Jersey traffic north.
Joel Myra, New Jersey traffic south. More stories, more drama with 295 this afternoon southbound.